So everybody that's messaging me right now, and Todd is on, right? So
Yeah.
he did make a post this week. Todd, can you speak a little bit about that? And what's your plan for this? I know you posted, on Spec Fiction this week, but so many people ask for this like all the time. And even when I'm setting stuff up or I'm making renders, people are asking, "Hey, are you getting a Spec Fiction, pedestal?" And I hear it around the community a ton. So you just made a post recently.
Crazy.
Yeah, people are
That's
a
cool.
lot of collectors are asking about this, what I think about it. But I'll just say right now, I absolutely love this idea. But your post this week, can you speak to it just a little bit?
Yeah. So we've gotten quotes from factories in China, and then we got a quote recently from a factory in the USA.
Okay.
So I wanted to the prices, they're not they're pretty far apart. They're pretty far apart, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask the group, Spec Fiction group, what you think. What is your opinion? What was that?
Sorry.
Okay, I'm like,
You
holy
went mute,
hell.
but he didn't go. I mean, he even no screamer didn't go mute.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I was like, someone, I don't know. I thought it was a bat
Nine.
dying. So yeah, okay. So I wanted to ask the group, like, what do you think? Like, do you care more about it being made in the USA, but it's a little more expensive, or do you just don't care about that and you just want it a little bit cheaper, made in China? And also made in USA would be a little more expensive, but you get it a little sooner, and it's made in the USA, so some people really like that, or made in China, a little bit cheaper, get it a little bit later, right? And really, it was like staggering, how much people were just like cheaper.
Yeah.
Made in China. Not made. I mean, obviously they're not like, let's make it in China, but there's like cheaper. And I get it, like they just want it to be cheaper, because I think a lot of people are. I mean, I don't think a lot of people, but I know some people are going to buy multiples of these. Also, we are probably going to have a thing where if you do buy like 2+, you're going to get a discount on it for sure.
Don't say that.
Yeah. So yeah, but again, I just wanted to kind of I wanted to feel it out and kind of see what the general collector space thought about that, because having it made in the USA, and not just made in the USA, like made by like someone that I know and they're like close by, like 30 minutes away, is cool, like definitely cool, but just the pricing is just so much higher. So I don't know. There's just so many variables when it comes to like nailing down, like, once I like put my trust in someone to like make this thing, it's got to be like flawless, and it's got to come out like, as perfect as it can be. So it's just, so it's like kind of like taking a leap, and I haven't been able to just take the leap and be like, okay, you guys do this, not yet, because again, I just want to make these as good as I can, so yeah.
And look, you hit it straight from Todd. He wants to make these perfect for you, in your collection, right? Todd, when you first reveal these, what was the response you got? Like, because I know what everybody was talking about it. Did you get a lot of messages about this? Did you get a lot of people?
Yeah, I mean, again, like these were never meant to be like mass produced. These were meant for like a convention that we were doing. I wanted to make some really nice standout pedestals, and the response from everyone in the community was like, oh my God, like I want one of these. And I was like, oh shit, okay, like damn, I never even like thought of doing that. So I was, thanks everyone for your feedback, because you will be able to get these soon. But yeah, so I mean, it's just, again, it was something that I wanted to make a cool looking pedestal for the convention, and then out of nowhere, everyone's like, hey, like I would buy that, if it was this price, blah blah blah. So again, thanks everyone. I really appreciate it. That it really was like whoa, and it made me feel really good. So thanks a lot. Awesome. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, when I photoshopped everything and got your picture on there for tonight, I got at least 3 messages asking if we were going to talk about this, because it's something that the community is looking at very closely. I'll give my feedback and I'll let everybody go right after. But here's how I feel about it: is that I think me and Alan were talking about it backstage one day. If it's made overseas, and it gets to the States, it gives you have to wait a little longer, but also it could get damaged during shipping, I guess, because it's coming from overseas. So that's something that I was thinking about. Um, I personally don't mind spending the extra money, but that's
Mhm.
just me. Some people are like, no way, I want it to be cheaper. And I totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But for me, I would want it to where it's shipped from here and I get it a little faster. And if I paid a little extra, I'm okay with that. Now, not everybody feels that way, but that's the way I feel. Marcos, what do you think?
Um, it just depends, like how fast you want it. And I think I had another point I wanted to talk about with the. Dang it. Come back to me. That was actually a good point too. But come back to me.
Are you getting like a dozen of them, Marcos?
7 if I do get them.
7, bro. 7. Wow.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, just think of this. When somebody walks in and they're all lit up, bro,
No, man.
that's a showstopper. That's a showstopper.
That'd be
And
great.
I mean, if you're in any doubt, like you spend all this money on like 3 pieces, right? And you spend like $6,000 after shipping and everything else. How do you plan on displaying these? Like what's your plan? If you think lighting's not that important, look behind Alan Kiefer. Look behind Alan and how he displays his statues and how they look lit up properly. I made a render and I'll show it here just in a minute. But I think that uh, it would just be amazing. It would just be amazing. So, Alan, what's your thoughts? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's cool. Me personally, I'm like super impatient. I don't have any patience whatsoever. I would definitely, even if I was ordering a bunch of them, I would still probably get them made in the U.S. Just because it drives me nuts having to wait for stuff to ship. And I like these. They're just very classy looking. They'll fit with almost anything. It looks like they're big enough. I have that Alita. It's not a small piece. And so you can put a pretty big piece on there. I'm assuming it's going to hold the weight properly. I don't know how much it's engineered for, but I'm sure it's pretty stout. Yeah, I like them. I'm a big fan.
Thanks. Thank you.
What's up, Brian? Jimmy, you're muted if you're.
Brian from Module Space in the chat. Good to see you, Brian. I just emailed you and your staff today. I'm looking forward to the display, and I think you know all my collection now. So thanks for helping and being extremely friendly in all the emails. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean that's some good feedback, Alan. Noah, I know you're getting 12 of these. So what's your thoughts on how this is laid out, like shipping wise?
Yeah, I think I would just kind of want to like I wouldn't really need any exact numbers or anything, but just kind of a general price range between the American and the Chinese made. But I think overall I would go for the American made just because
Same.
if there's any issues with them or any issues with maybe some of the lighting built in or something like that, it'd be great to have that close by. If somebody that could take care of that faster. And yeah, I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more. I mean, yeah. So I would definitely get at least one, if not 2 or 3, just depending on space. But yeah, I like them a lot. I would definitely put Alita on there for sure. So
yeah. No, Alita looks good on there. Alita looks really good.
That looks really good, actually. Yeah.
It's badass.
Let me. I got this render. Let me bring it up here real quick.
I'm sorry, guys. My brain's fried from work this week. I had
no, man, it's cool.
a question about it, and I'm like,
it's okay.
Regardless, I think they look amazing, and you definitely have my attention with these. So
I do like that question from Bat Kid Voodoo though about doing plexiglass tops. I think that would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
Possible. I only
that's
have
something.
But it'd be nice to have plexiglass over it. Everything else I don't really care as much, but the silicone would be nice.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, what's nice about these is like you can add that later. We actually did make for the convention, we made plexiglass tops, like a prototype for it, Oh, cool, very nice.
There you go.
So that's kind of like another thing that like someone that like this company that I've spoke to in the USA, like they can make the pedestals, but then I was like, can you make plexiglass tops? And they're like, that's like something they would have to like contract out, because like making those plexiglass tops is like really, really complicated. So I mean, like there is a and they're just expensive, you know. That's like another like $300. But again, like what's nice about it is that like, say you bought this and you're like, I want a plexiglass top, you can just buy it later. You know what I mean? Like we'll figure out a way to offer that, definitely.
Yeah,
like
I guess as long as they're made to just to where you can like set them in a groove or something like that. So
exactly. So what it is like the ones that wouldn't have a plexiglass top, the glass on the top would go all the way to the edge of, like, if that makes sense, to the pedestal.
Yep.
And then so then we made the plexiglass tops, and we had a swap out plexiglass for the top of the pedestal. You swap that out, and they go in like maybe like 3 millimeters. So then there's a little bit of a platform on like the perimeter of the pedestal, right?
Gotcha.
So then that's how you do it. So you basically need to buy the top, like, and the actual top plexiglass piece. You'd have to buy those things like separately. But yeah, I mean, it's something that we've considered. So like with this bust, for example, though, like this Alita, you could not put a plexiglass top on top of this size. You'd have to buy a much bigger one, you know? So a lot of the life-size busts, at least, hang over this, like the side, if you will, of the pedestal. So you can't put a bust. So you would have to buy like one that the perimeter is, you know, like the actual item is within the perimeter of the bust, which, I mean, you can do that, obviously. So yeah, but yeah, we're definitely like trying to figure out how to add that as well, you know. And also another thing about those two is just it's expensive. So it's expensive to make those and expensive to ship those as well. So, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that we want to offer, definitely, because, you know, dust is terrible. So got to get rid of dust.
I mean, again, the whole community, when you posted that that kind of survey, well, I think that we're all behind that, kind of looking at, you know, cost versus, you know, overseas shipping. I think a lot of collectors are like, man, I just want something cheaper. But my only complaint is that Noah had a great point. Is what if there's a part that's needed? What if it, and then of course, what if it's damaged overseas through shipping? Hey Todd, I need this piece. It's broken. It came in cracked. No problem. It's 30 minutes away. We'll get you one shipped here, and you'll have it in a few days. You know, that's the way I see it. That's the way I see it.
I would say though, like, so we are in the USA. So, you know, you don't, if you had to ship something back, obviously we pay for the shipping. If it's broken, etc., we would pay for the shipping. We would probably have extra parts. Like a lot of the parts in it they're made in China, but the LED strips and the LED like transformer and the receiver for like the Wi-Fi and all that stuff, those are all like components that would be here. They would just be here. They are made in China though, but like they're offered here. You know what I mean? So again, like this is why this is perfect, because this is the kind of feedback I need, because this is the kind of things I need to think about, you know? Like after sales, figuring out if there's an issue. But we are in the USA, so, you know, if anything happened, we would give you a label, ship it back, and probably just ship you, honestly, a brand new one, because I mean, when it's your company, that's generally what you do, you know. As for example, like a retailer of like me selling statues, I don't make the statues, another company does. So if it's the statue's broken, sometimes, if we have extra inventory or it's cheap to ship back and forth, we'll ship you a whole new one. But like generally, we're going to talk to the manufacturer, you know.
Right.
So for this specific item, we're the manufacturer, right? So, you know, we'll have ways to do it. And I mean, when we ship these, we're going to ship them in like very, you know, very bulky packaging. We're going to make, because I mean, they're pretty heavy. They're somewhat heavy. So we're going to make sure that they are, you know, they're well protected. Of course, things happen. One thing about if you buy like a bunch of them, or if you buy more than one, we'd probably just ship them on a pallet. and that's way better than shipping UPS.
And these
So-
come pre-built, I would imagine, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought, yeah, because there was a Facebook user just a little bit ago that said, "How would you ship something like that?" And I was going to respond, "Just a big ass box," but we're used to that.
Yeah, just a big ass box. There you go.
Yes, but
So I mean, I'm not sure. Like, so I was how it's specced out right now on that on this specific pedestal that you just showed. It's like 40 inches tall by 21 by 21, I think. That would be probably, the box would be around $150 to ship domestically. So it's not cheap, but it's not crazy. And then if you bought if you bought 2, it would still probably go UPS. But if you bought 3, that's when we can start doing like pallets, putting them on pallets, and then that really would drive your cost down on shipping. And it's shipping freight is like more of a hassle to like actually ship it to someone, but it's way more safe than like just standard UPS. UPS, you just don't know.
I remember when
yeah.
we first teased these, like we were all in the chat, like we're in the panels and everything. Like, man, these would be like they look great, but they'll be like $1,200. Like, maybe is it worth it? And I remember you came out with the price. Like, what the hell? I'm like, that's a great price, like. And then you just said shipping was around 150, and that's really not that bad either. It's not like you said, it's not cheap, but it's not like some statues go for like 300 shipping, with 2 boxes or so. Like,
Sure.
Honestly, the shipping isn't like the pricing so far that the estimates you have been really good, and that's helps us out a lot, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, again, I want to like have everything down, pricing down, everything, shipping down, like have like a box, like an estimated box dimension, so people aren't just like, oh wow, it's $300 to ship this. Like, I don't want that. I want everything to be like, if someone asks me a question, like I want to be able to answer that like exactly and be sure about it. So yeah, I mean, again, it's been a while since we've showed these, but once we put them up for pre-order, just know like you'll get it very fast. You're gonna get it pretty fast, and everything's gonna be like down.
I got the question. I remembered.
Okay, go.
Will these ever be like an edition size, or would you just make them to order basically?
No, they won't be an edition size. Yeah, they'll be made to order. Well, like generally, like a factory wants like 100 minimum order kind of thing. So, but I mean, hopefully someday, like I'd love to have just like my own sort of like factory that can make these, like Brian does. Like I'd love to, but I just don't know what the response will be. Everyone seems to like them a lot, but I don't know what that's going to equate to when we actually put them up for order. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
We'll see. But yeah, maybe it will be limited edition. I don't know.
And these match Brian's module cases pretty
totally 100%.
Yeah.
It's not to replace the module case. Like these would go perfectly together.
Right.
Like you have a module case, you have one pedestal, and then you have a module case next to it. Like that would look phenomenal.
Awesome.
And Todd, I know you talked about sizing, but let's just say somebody needed something a little different. Is it possible to do a custom size?
So we're going to do 3 sizes, like just 3 standard sizes to begin with. And then we're going to do white or black. And they're both glossy white or glossy black. And that's going to be just in the beginning. That's just going to be like, basically like, the first versions of these it's going to be 3 different sizes. This size, it might be a little bit shorter than this, but it will be 21 by 21. And then we're going to have like a 30 by 30. Ooh. And then I think 32 inches tall for like bigger, half scale statues. And then we're going to have one that's like a little bit shorter. And like, I think it's going to be either 17 by 17. So they're all going to be square. Yeah. They're all going to be square. So I think it's going to be like 37 by 17 by 17, something like that. So just a little bit smaller. Yeah. So those are going to be the first 3 sizes. Then, so that will be like the first round, and then after that, probably like end of 2025, we'll have something where we'll be able to, hypothetically, offer not every single size, but a greater range of sizes. Is what I'll say.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, guys, if you have a question about this, make sure, yeah, they're already posting them, yeah, because I got a ton today, and I was like, listen, Todd will be on, and I'm sure he'll answer it for you. What do you cover or go over
Yeah,
there?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, so your vision said, I need mine with the bat symbol. Yes, you can have that. That's the whole
Wow.
point of like having, because the middle panels, they're all removable. So you have 4 panels, you slide them in, you can slide one out, put a bat symbol in, get a graphic with a bat symbol on one of them. Yeah, and we also are gonna sell the middle panels separately, so you can buy extra ones to have a logo on it if you want, or not, so yeah.
Cool.
Super cool. Nice guy was asking if you considered having an acrylic cover to go over the statue by chance.
Yeah, we just talked about that. Yes,
Yeah.
we that will be something offered like down the line.
Okay.
That's a whole nother thing to figure out, like manufacturing. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, totally understand that. So I mean, like I said, today I got a ton of messages about this, and Todd speaking, talking about how he wants it to be perfect before it launches, and that's great. So just know when these do come out and you do order it, you're getting something very high quality, and it's going to really bring out your statue. Especially, I think it looked great with the bust. I mean, that's what it looks good. I mean, I think you can put anything on there; it would look great. But man, I just see like that Terminator bust on there. It would just look really good on there.
Yeah, I mean bigger pieces. So we've done really big pieces on there. We've done a few like quarter scale pieces. I think we've done 3 quarter scale pieces with risers. Like you'll have like a tall one with a riser that looks really good. So I mean, there's like a million things you can do, and we'll sell accessories like risers as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then we'll also have like different weight limit capacities. If you want to put something like Exa Maestro, we'll have something where like we'll have an accessory where you can have something that will, I don't know, that's 300 pounds. So we'd have to figure that one out. But like as it is, like this Alita bus, I think it's like 50 pounds. So it takes that well. I think this one will be rated up to like 80 pounds, give or take. And then we'll have like an accessory that goes like in the center where like the Alita bust is, like in the center of there, like a little round acrylic piece. So that would just make it so it would like rest right under the top acrylic panel. So you could add more weight without it like bowing, you know what I mean? So that's what we'll do. And that won't be like crazy extra money, but it will make it so you can have a statue or a bust on there that's like over like 150 pounds. So yeah.
Okay. Always thinking that's great, man. Yeah, because I mean, some of these pieces are huge, and a lot of people want to find different ways to display them. That XM Maestro it's probably for me, it was probably statue of the year in 2023. But you have to have a lot of room for that bad boy because he is huge. He's just massive. Yeah,
it is pretty big, pretty big. Yeah, they do have they have casters. They do. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be an option or not. I mean, what do you guys think? Should that be an option? I kind of feel like it should be. But so the casters on here, they have locks. So yeah, they have locks. So they're not really going anywhere, and it's just kind of easier to move around. But again, like, and I don't think it makes it less sturdy. They're very sturdy. Okay. So yeah, I think having the casters is pretty awesome, but again, I think we might make it an option. So
yeah, I mean, Todd, if you're confident in saying that you feel that they're very sturdy and they lock well, then absolutely, yeah, because you can move it around any way you want it, especially with something like this. I mean, it doesn't look light, and you want to be able to move it somewhere else, and maybe you can even just roll the piece on there. Just be very careful, and boom, you got it set to where you want it. Yeah. So I mean, straight from Todd, guys. Here's the Light-Up pedestal and all the info. So look for more details to come soon. I'm sure he'll be posting once they become available. And
just sign up for the RSVP, and once they go live, you'll get an email. So yeah,
there you go. Make sure you do that. Everybody do that. I'm actually going to do it too. I'm going to throw it out there. This is going to sell out. It's going to sell out for sure. Everybody wants it.
I don't.
Maybe not.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah,
hope so.
if it doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised because people talk about this all the time. A lot of collectors I know, what could I use? I show them this picture, like, oh my god, I'm waiting for that. Like, yeah, wait, I mean, it's coming. So, yeah, this is great. It's a